September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, a month dedicated to raising awareness for the most common type of cancer diagnosed among American men, other than skin cancer. This morning, I'm joined by a local survivor, Neil Matheson, to tell us more about his journey and what he's doing now to raise awareness. Neil, thanks for coming in. Really appreciate this.
Yeah, good morning.
Super important. We were talking about some of the stats. You said 1 in 8 men.
1 in 8 men, 1 in 7 men of African origin
Wow.
will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime.
Can you explain what this cancer is, how it's detected, and where we stand on medical research and findings?
Yeah, so prostate cancer occurs in the prostate, which is a gland that's very close to your bladder. It is usually diagnosed as your PSA, which is prostate-specific antigen, increases over a period of time. And so it's really important that men request a PSA test from their physician once they get into their 40s, and they should do that annually. Because if the PSA starts to go up, and it's not so much when it goes up initially, but how it goes up over time,
Sure.
Could be an indication of prostate cancer. And the earlier you detect it, the much greater outcome. 99% of patients will live for 5 years if it's detected early.
Yeah, my father is a survivor of prostate cancer. I watched him, battle this, and it can be tough. I mean, it can be a tough process to get through.
It's a little bit daunting because the initial diagnosis involves a digital rectal exam.
Right.
You then move to an MRI, and following that, there is what's called an MRI-guided biopsy of the prostate, which is a little uncomfortable, a little invasive, but it's really important that they do that because that's how they stage the disease if you indeed have it.
Yeah, so you are an advocate of getting the test, and you speak on behalf of American Cancer Society.
Yes.
Tell me about your involvement and your story.
Yeah, so I lost my mother to metastatic melanoma when I was 17.
Okay.
I've always dedicated myself to educating people about cancer. I actually work in the industry, and I work with the American Cancer Society's statistics and their data all the time.
Yeah.
On behalf of my clients who are the pharmaceutical industry. And so when they approached me to be part of their CEOs Against Cancer initiative, I jumped in because I'm very, very keen to make sure that people know that screening is important and early detection is really critical.
Absolutely. Knowing your PSA score can be life-saving. 29,600 men expected to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in California this year.
In California,
Look,
yeah.
we're a big state, but that's still a big number.
It's a big number, and it's increasing. Interestingly, because we're living longer.
Yeah,
if all men lived to 100, we would probably have prostate cancer at that age.
So you get your PSA number, and I'm in my 40s, so
Yes.
I should be getting tested, especially since my father had it, right?
Yep.
You get your numbers back. Don't freak out right away because the number doesn't say everything about the journey on this, right? Can you walk us through what that means?
So PSA is what we call an organ-specific biomarker. It's not a disease-specific biomarker. So it can increase if you have an infection in your prostate, prostatitis, for example, if you ride a bike, if you exercise. There was a great example of an athlete that would take a cold plunge after going on a run, and that actually increased his PSA.
Okay.
So it's important to note that if your PSA gets above normal, which is the normal range until 60, 65 is about 4.5.
Okay.
If it gets above that, don't panic. You'll probably be asked to have 2 or 3 more tests to see how it's increasing over time.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
the a lot of different tests.
Yeah, the velocity of the increase over time is what's critical.
Okay, so how much it has gone up since your last screen?
Correct.
Is there an age where you should maybe be testing a little bit more?
I think that the average age for prostate cancer diagnosis is 64 to 66 years old, and so you probably should start in your 40s and continue. Yeah.
All right, let's discuss a website where people can learn more if they want to. Neil, is there a website we can send people to?
Yeah, absolutely. Go to AmericanCancerSociety.com and you'll get all the information you need.
And in 30 minutes, we're joined by a local doctor as we look into the cutting-edge therapy that could change the way we fight this type of cancer. Thanks, Neil, for coming in.
Thank you.